and tell us how it went. Oh yeah, do you want to? I will totally pay you to come do my homework. Like, you're supposed to do it with other people as well. And I'm like, I don't have anyone else in the house. Like, I am doing my homework by myself. And it's like, it's pretty cool. And like, usually it would be like, usually this would be a whole day of you just playing with Lego. And I was like, pretty cool, right? Yeah, you can come do my homework. Even better, you can come and do it with me, because that's what we're supposed to do. Well, this course that I'm doing goes over 3 days, so it's 3 days of playing with Lego. IRL, you get there and like they've got these giant piles of Lego everywhere. Because it's online, they reduced it down to 2 days with like a day in the middle to like practice, and then you had to like get your own Lego. Do I have any stuff? No, I don't have anything to show. I put it all away. Oh, look, I'll show you actually. I'll go grab it. It was really fun. This is good because then I can practice like saying that I talked to everyone about the method and I actually learnt. Right, so I got my box of Lego. Box of Legos. People say Legos, but yes, box of Lego. Right, so what the first activity you got to do is you got to do what's called a so everyone gets like a big box of Lego, right? This is how you do like the Lego serious play methodology, and you've got to get, so you get your big box of Lego. Usually you're in like groups of stuff. This is my box of very colourful Lego. Oh wow, the green is all like greened out. That's hilarious. So it looks way more colourful with the green. Here we go, how are you? And then what you got to do is like everyone around the group, you go, all right, build yourself a tower and put yourself in the tower. And then once you've built it, then you've got to share it with the group and talk about it. So the whole idea is like storytelling. So I built my little tower. You only get like 2 minutes to do this. So I built my little tower. I still had it to put together, and like there's a green bit, so they're like logged out. So I built my tower, and then you got to give like a narrative around. I'll take the green bits out so you can see it. Then you got to do a narrative like around your tower and what your tower is. So, and you've got to be in the tower. And some people like create really creative like masterpieces. But I just made this little one. I was like, yeah, it's got this, you know, for structure and support, because I started building a tower, and I was like, I started just doing it, and I was like, oh, I'll put a platform and make it real color coded, and it represents like all of the stuff that I do. Hey Smurf, hydrate. Oh, I got my cup of tea. So you've got to like do your you got to talk through what you've done. And I was like, yeah, it's all blue, so it's my colors. And then like I've got my crown there, and I was like, oh yeah, I'm known as the hackathon queen, so I've got like a crown. And yeah, and I was like, so this is like me in my tower, which is, and I called it my throne. I was like, look, it's like a throne thing. And so that's like the first activity you do as part of like the Lego serious play. Hang on, I'm gonna keep hydrating, so I'm just gonna keep redeeming these things. And then everyone gets the opportunity to ask you questions, so they can say like, oh, well, why did you do it? Like, why did you build it on a platform? Maybe dab. Hydrate. Stop making me hydrate. I want to talk. Okay, so then the next part of the method is you've got to like people ask you questions. So they could say like, why did you build it on a base plate? Did you think about that you wanted to build a throne and then do it? And then like you can ask questions, and you do the same for everyone else. Then the next part of it was that you got to represent 5 different types of leadership. And so I built something like this. I'll just really quickly put it together. I was like, oh yeah, I built this. And so it was something like this. I'm not going to build the whole thing because I don't have enough time, but I'll just build like a couple of things. And everyone else does the same. Then we like looked at all the different ways of doing Lego, whether it's like there's individual builds, there's group builds, there's scenic builds, like they call them landscape builds. And then so that for the next thing we had to do like, all right, you've got 5 minutes and you have to show everyone like represent what leadership is. And I was like, okay, so now I'm gonna represent leadership. So I did something really quickly like this. Let me just find it. Oh, this isn't the whole thing. It's just like a couple of things. Yeah, that'll do for the moment. So instead of like building one big model, I just built something like this. Oh, thanks for the follow, Crazy Dr. Pepper. So put that there, and then I had like a little ladder. I don't know where the ladder is, but okay, that'll be enough. Because the other bits are really small. Also, how good is this sound? The sound of Lego. Oh yeah, here we go. This is it. And then I also had a little flag somewhere, so I don't know where the flag is. Alright, so the next thing was like I had to represent leadership. And I was like, oh, okay, so I built this. And I was like, a good leader always reuses stuff instead of reinventing the cringe, instead of reinventing the wheel. So I'm like, oh, I reused my original model. And I put my throne here, my tower. And I was like, oh, this is what I would consider leadership would be, which would be that I leave my tower and I get down out of the tower, leave my crown behind, leave everything behind, and we collaborate. And so we have people here. So I was like, this represents collaboration. This represents building on top of things you've already done. This one was like a window, so I'm like, that represents reflection. So you reflect on things. And like the wheels represent us always moving forward, so you don't stand still with innovation, but leadership always does, like, you know, oh yes, the tower totally has room service. Then I had like a little ladder, like, you know, you're trying to always be the best at what you do. So a leader is like, you know, creating the direction and drive. And then I also had a little flag here as well, which was like, a leader is someone who also encourages everyone else to speak up as well, rather than just being the person who speaks. So that was like what we did for the first part of the day. And then we talked about how we never leave the tower. Room service is the best. I know, right? So yeah, then we just spent the day talking about like other ways to use Lego Serious Play and different methodologies and how to design workshops and stuff. So yeah, it was really good. And I was telling them at the start of the day, I was like, oh, sorry guys, my tower's a little bit small and not good because I spent the first, you know, 1 minute of my 2 minutes unpacking all my Lego so I could actually use it. That was pretty cool. But yeah, it was overall it was really good. So I'm really looking forward to Friday and finishing off. And if you saw my Instagram as well, don't forget to follow me on all the socials. If you saw my Instagram, I got so many packages today. So a couple of them are like Corsair stuff, which I can't really talk about yet. But look, I got my video kit just came in. This was my thing for winning the supercars round thingamajiggy. So it's got a video kit, a sound isolating earphones, and a wind jammer. And it's got like the little like stand on it. I know, it was super cool. So this is because I won round 8, and now I'm a finalist. So if you haven't voted, go and vote. Hang on, let me grab the link. If you haven't voted on my thingamathing, I think it might be already finished, but who knows?
And it's go, go!
That was totally not my voice. So if you haven't voted, oh yeah, go vote there. Thanks, Big Cam. Go finalists. I know Trevor's totally gonna win it, but as I said before, it's really funny because the actual Supercars commentators are like, yeah, we don't really, that guy's a bit weird. Funny. Yeah, so he will probably win it, but oh well. I'm pretty happy that I'm a finalist. So a finalist, so there was a winner each round. So I won round 8. And then out of all the winners, they chose the top 3. So out of everyone who submitted or over the whole Supercars, I'm in the top 3 of commentators. So I feel like that's pretty cool. Smurf, did you see it? Did you vote, Smurf? I know, Trevor. So funny. I just keep laughing. And then you would love this, Dana. I got a real. I can't show it because it's too big to actually show. But it's gonna be in my new office. So hey, Monaro, what's up? It's gonna be in my new office, so I'm really excited. You haven't yet? What do you mean you haven't? You haven't yet. Pink Cam, you haven't. Yeah, it was around 8:01. Pink Cam, you haven't voted? Don't you want to vote for me? Thanks for the follow. Fear the God. I love it. Fear the God. Yeah, I know. You didn't vote for me? So mean. And you're one of my mods. Demodded. Vote for you any day. Well, how come you haven't? What about today or yesterday? Someone unmod him. Unmod him. He's not a mod anymore. But yeah, I got this really awesome as well, that's my voice. I got this really awesome as as far as to automate them and go broom broom. Oh yeah, Danny, you obviously saw that Daniel Ricciardo was doing the AWS supercars, yeah? So yeah, I got this really, really awesome as poster from GitHub, and I didn't even know they were sending it until like now. Actually, I need to send a message to them. But yeah, so basically they sent this poster that was like a movie style poster of the GitHub satellite thing that I helped host. It was like GitHub satellite goes virtual. It was like this cool rocket. It was like starring. It was like Nat Freeman, who's our CEO. And it had like Martin Woodward, Jared, somebody, Michelle Mary. I was like, oh my gosh, I'm on this poster. This is so cool. So I'm gonna frame it. It's in like the big A4. So I'm gonna frame it and it's gonna go up in the new office. And it's gonna be so exciting. I'm really looking forward to it. That's gonna be awesome as. Yes, I am much happier now that you voted for me. Also, I didn't get to show yesterday, but I talked about it. This is the new teacup that I got. It might not show up on the screen. Oh, it does. How cool is it? This is like that blue color. Brands the office on every wall. You're like free on-prem GitHub. I can give you free GitHub Teams, but like everyone can get GitHub Teams. You want on-prem? What, for one person? But how nice is it? It's so cool. And it was on special. I really like it. Yeah, it's such a nice color. I'm like really, really happy with it. Came out really nice. Monaro. Whoa. Da-na-na-na. So I haven't tweeted it yet, but just in case some of you drop off early, come tune in tomorrow at 2 o'clock, because instead of doing coding tomorrow at 2 o'clock, we're going to be talking about IBM's Call for Code. Well, it's Call for Code and IBM like helps run it. So we're going to have some people from IBM jump on. We're going to have developer Steve jump on. We're talking about hackathons and about like the competition in general. There's $200,000 cash, like $200,000 USD cash up for grabs. So it's going to be really cool. So come and check it out. I'm really excited to. Yep, 2 p.m. Australian Standard. I'll tweet it after this. Yeah. Dollar bills. I know, right? Double dollars. All the dollars. Yeah, so what's everyone been up to today? We'll get into like some of the topics soon, but Update Fortnite. Oh wow, it's a 14 gigabyte download. Maybe I'll do that tomorrow. I'll put that on the list for tomorrow. You have an IBM server laying around? Awesome. Yeah, I know, right, Dana? Wait, does that mean that, like, the next chapter's out, though? Yes. Oh, yeah, because Wednesdays are the day they usually do it, yeah. Alright. Update Fortnite is part of my to-do list for tomorrow now. So my, like, book of paper here to talk through. This is cool music today. Yeah, it gives you time to get it done, hey. Tis good. I didn't realize the what do you call it? The Epic Games Madness sale thingy has finished too. I was like, oh, I'll get another game, and then it's all done. Hey, it's Lark, what's up? What's been happening? I'm just sending GitHub a message on the people who I think did the poster. I'm saying thank you. It's fine for you now with 16 gigabytes out. Work, and a bit more work. I know, right? Everyone seems to be working at the moment. All these people that say they've got like too much free time, and I'm just like, why don't you give me some of that free time? I've got so much. You like the clicky clacky keyboard? You know the other sound that's really nice that I just had on stream before? Is this sound. Oops. I just had this sound on stream before. Such a good sound. Aussie broadband. Yes, Aussie broadband. It's pretty good. What's ASMR with Mish confirmed? What's that? Automatic standard Mish recovery. Automated server of Mish randomness. Autonomous sensory meridian response. Yes. Yes, you're right. Oh, Pink Ham, good question. Let's jump into some of these copywriting guidelines. So, Pink Ham is asking, if you use instrumental of copyrighted music, does it count as copyright? Yes, because music is copyrighted. Hence why Twitch says that, for example, if you are going to perform a song live, so say if I wanted to perform, and not including Twitch Sings. Twitch Sings is completely different. We'll get into that in a minute. Say if I wanted to perform, give me a song that you want me to perform. What do you want to hear? Hydrate. Okay, I'm drinking tea. Okay, so give me a song that you'd want me to do live if I had musical talent. Okay, say if I wanted to perform. Oh, okay, Happy is a good one. I like Make a Man Out of You, but Happy is a good one because it's a pop song. So say if I wanted to perform Happy, or you guys want to hear Happy, if I was going to perform it, for me to perform it on Twitch and have it under fair use, I need to perform it live. So I can't show a video of me performing it. I need to sing the lyrics, and I need to create the music. So I can't use a backing track. I can't be a musician and play the music and have the song sung over the top. I have to recreate everything that I need to do, because that is what's considered fair use of it, right? So, because the music itself is copyright, if you're going to use an instrumental, that still counts as copyrighted music. Hence why you can't just use like game backing tracks or backing track or just have that playing in the background, because it still infringes on the copyright. Slipknot is not PG. I don't know what Slipknot is. But yeah, so basically, wouldn't it have to be muted afterwards so it can be playback later? Basically, yeah. So one of the ways Twitch has got around any of its copyrighted material before is you'll notice that people get VOD muted. And people are like, oh yeah, that's fine. I'll just play it live and my VOD will get muted. Which has kind of worked in the past a little bit. And this is where the resurgence of the DMCA guidelines came back in. Is before, they were checking to make sure that no VODs were playing copyrighted music. And that's fine, but VODs aren't the only thing available on someone's channel. So now they're going back and checking that there's no copyrighted music in clips and in highlights. And that's why everyone's getting done right now, is because they've got copyrighted music playing in a clip or a highlight, which isn't actually muted. So what some content creators did is they went through and like deleted all highlighted and copyrighted, all highlighted and clipped clips. Even if it didn't contain it, they just delete the whole lot. What Twitch has done, to their credit, has said, oh, now we've got a way that if a clip or highlight is created on your channel and there's copyrighted music, it'll be flagged. But what people don't realize, okay, so that's the first thing. And then they've also given a way for content creators, like say for example, I now have a way that it's being worked on, but I have a way now, or soon, that I'll be able to scroll through or essentially like churn through all my VODs, highlights and clips, and it'll show me if there's any copyrighted material in those VODs, clips and highlights, so I can go and delete them. Now what the problem with that is, and one of the reasons why the DMC guidelines have come in, is because you can't obviously control the amount of people that can view a highlight or a clip or a VOD, because it's just on your channel, right? But what people don't realize is that they're not supposed to play that music in the first place. So having your VOD muted or your clip muted or your highlight muted is meant to be a secondary thing to say, hey, you infringed on that, and to ensure that we don't ban your channel, and to make sure like DMCA doesn't get in a hoo-ha. We're just going to mute that section of your video. But what people still don't realize is you're not supposed to play that content in the first place. Like according to the guidelines, you are not actually supposed to play any of that type of content while you're streaming at all. Some people get away with it by playing like anime music and stuff, and then they don't have VODs saved on their channel, which is obviously harder to find it. But if you're a partner and you've got hundreds of people watching you, they're going to pick it up pretty quickly that you're using copyrighted material in your stream. So the idea is that you're not actually supposed to use that material in the first place. And yeah, Manara is right. Like the rules and laws need to change to include streamers, but there is Digital Copyright Act on Twitch already. And people are like, oh my gosh, like this has all changed. But if we have a look at it, we have a look at it, even from the date, it says last modified on the 27th of March 2019. So, and it's only small modifications. So the rules around fair use and usage of Twitch haven't actually changed at all. Just DMCA are bringing down the hammer harder because obviously more people are watching streamers at this time, and more content and more traffic and more eyes are going towards Twitch. So like, oh, we've got to make sure we're doing the right thing. And Twitch has said, well, basically DMCA has said to Twitch, well, here's all these content creators that are using copyrighted material. What are you going to do about Twitch? And Twitch is like, oh, here we ban them all. And DCMA is like, cool, tick of approval. We are happy with that response that you've taken. So, are there laws regarding streaming games in the first place? That is a very good question. We're going to get to that one in a minute. So yeah, basically, if you have a look at it, if you're the copyright owner, blah, 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 by providing Twitch's designated copyright agent. So Twitch does have a designated copyright agent. And you're right, like the laws are in some ways somewhat outdated. So somebody was saying like, well, what if I actually challenged my DMCA copyright infringement? Would it be considered fair use of me streaming the music? Like I'm not really making, I mean, you are in some ways making money out of it, but people aren't coming to listen to your music, unlike a nightclub where people are often there because of the music and the good vibes. And obviously you're paying a license to use that music in a nightclub. So people are saying, well, it's just backing music. Surely it'd be considered fair use. But the problem with that is, A, that's a long process, and B, it costs a lot of money. And streamers don't have that kind of money to tackle and, challenge those types of infringements, if you will. So somebody said, well, why can't all streamers get together and pay for these licenses? A, it's really expensive to do it, and B, it's really hard to do it, and there's no real framework around it yet, this is probably where the guidelines need to change. No framework around it yet because you're not streaming in a particular country, you're not always streaming to the same amount of viewers, and you're not always streaming at the same time. So whereas if it's a nightclub, you say, oh look, my nightclub is open from these hours to these hours, we have a maximum number of these many people, so only ever this many people be in the nightclub, and we only have your music playing on these days. So that's how you get music available in a nightclub. Same thing with a radio. The radio pays rights to a song, and when the radio pays the rights to the song, to use the song, they actually only have a certain amount of times they can use it. So like they might say like Nova or 2AY or I don't know, some big radio station in the US, they pay like a fee to use or license the radio, or the song to use on radio. You might say, okay, cool, here's a license to use this song. You're allowed to use this song 10 times within this month. And then once you've played it 10 times, you can't play it anymore because you only played to use it that many times. So the question then came in, are there laws actually regarding streaming? But even if you did, wouldn't it be muted afterwards so it couldn't be played back later? So Dana's right. So we were saying that like if you did stream content, yes, it's muted, but you're not supposed to do it in the first place anyway. So that's probably going to be the next stage, is they're probably going to start having bots that actually go through live content and actually start shutting down a stream when it's live. I'm not saying that they're going to do that, but it is possible that could be one of the next stages they do. And then Justin's come in with a question on, are there laws regarding streaming games in the first place? Yes and no. It's interesting. So a lot of games now are designed that you can stream, but the idea around gameplay is a little bit different to music. I don't actually know all the laws around actual gameplay, but say for example, one of the problems that they're having right now is you can't actually legally stream Just Dance because the songs in the game, you actually can't dance to those songs because the song's being played and you don't have the license to own those games. Monaro brought up the other day, and it's like, but the games are inside the game, and then like, but you're playing the game. It's like, yeah, but when you pay to play Just Dance, or when you pay to buy Just Dance, you play Just Dance, it's designed for private usage, and so all the music is copyrighted and licensed to Just Dance so that Just Dance can sell it. It doesn't actually give you a license to then go and stream it. And Nintendo is very sus to people playing games. So I know this because I'm in events. So for example, we'll talk about Beat Saber in a bit, but for example, I have done some big events with the City of Melbourne and a few others, and one of the games I wanted to play was Super Smash Bros. And have some of the music playing in the background and draw people in. Nintendo put up their flag straight away and said, no, you're not allowed to play Super Smash Bros. Because we haven't licensed that content here. So people weren't paying to play this game. there was no prizes given up. It was literally just a public, it was just a game that was available for people to just come and play, like on a computer. But because Nintendo has said, oh, it was in a public sphere, they just said, no, you're not allowed to play it. So we had to go find another game that we could play. So Nintendo is very strict. They also said, no, you are not allowed to play our music. We're not copywriting any, we're not licensing anything to you. So we don't want any of our music played. We don't want any of our games played. So Minara is right. Nintendo is very sus for people playing games sometimes. Hookshot is on the money. So the game licenses the music to be used for private use. Just like if you buy a movie, say you go and buy the Avengers on DVD. You buying the DVD does not give you the right to then go and stream it. It doesn't give you the right to go and have a movie night. It doesn't give you the right to go and charge people to come to like a cinema and see it. It only gives you the right for private and non-commercial use, which means you can obviously have people over for movie nights and you can watch it yourself, but you can't essentially use it to make money. Because you're using think about everything, is you're using other people's content to make money or gain a business advantage. So when we were doing the thing for City of Melbourne, we weren't making money out of it, but they saw it as us using Nintendo, or the events corp using Nintendo as a way to draw people in. And fair enough, that was what was happening. They said, well, that's not fair use of our product, and we haven't licensed the game for you to do that. So basically, every time a tournament is run, you essentially need to get like sign off from that company to run a tournament. Is how it's meant to work. And Hookshot is actually right. So you're allowed to let your friends watch it at your house, but theoretically lending them the DVD is, it actually doesn't come under the fair use of the movie, because their thing is like, well, that's not fair use because by you lending it to them, they're not paying to watch the movie. And so therefore so there's two things. One, there's two sides to it. One is you are either using the content to gain a commercial or business advantage. So you're either making money or you're gaining an advantage out from it. The second one is by you using the content the way you are, the content creators, i.e. the movie studio, aren't getting the money they deserve. So their argument would be, and the reason why it's like illegal is like, oh, if I gave a DVD to Hookshot to borrow, Hookshot doesn't then have to go and buy that DVD, which means, say if it's Avengers, Disney is not getting the money that they should have got for Hookshot watching the movie. Whereas if you go to the cinema, obviously we each have to pay for a ticket to watch the movie, right? Yes, some of the money goes to the cinema, but the cinema is then paying the license to show it. So it's like, yeah, but you're right. Like, who can prove that? And again, you're right. Like, game licenses the music to be played and used in a game, which is where some people have said, well, what actually is the go with streaming? Like, can you theoretically or legally, does it come under the guidelines? Am I allowed to stream a game? I mean, obviously, the culture of the gaming industry, and that's why LimeWire doesn't exist. You're right, Farmer Joe. This is the culture of the industry, and this is where people have said, this is where Twitch went wrong with DMCA, is they created this culture where it was okay for people to play music on their channel, where it was okay for people to stream games. So right now, there's this culture that exists where it's okay for people to stream games and watch other people play games and all that kind of thing. But theoretically, is it allowed? There's a grey area. So, and yes, you are actually right. Hookshot, by lending or letting a friend watch your DVD. Yeah. And it is a grey area depending on the country you're in. Which is, again, why Twitch is so hard to regulate the guidelines, because you don't have to... like, Twitch, again, is located in the US. But your audience can come from literally anywhere around the world. So the guidelines and the legals that you have to comply to are global, which makes it really, really hard. And you're right, like most studios allow you to stream games to the point where, like, for example, PlayStation originally, I actually don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure PlayStation and like streaming consoles and stuff was a bit weird because you know, don't want to, but now like PlayStation has their own built-in platform that allows you to stream a game. You know, PS4 Remote Play, like I can use Sony's official platform that they've opened up for me to play games. Same with Twitch Sings. Twitch Sings has gone, wow, there's lots of music content creators out there. Let's make Twitch Sings available for people to sing and perform music on our platform. And Twitch paid all the licenses to have those games, to have those songs available in the platform. So someone's like, well, how can Twitch Sings exist? It's because Twitch has paid for the license. That's why not all music is on there. And that's why only some things are available. Same with karaoke bars or jukeboxes and things like that. They've all paid the licenses to have that music and have that content. And yeah, Australian licensing laws are pretty intense, which is the reason why we don't get access to like 1377 or 1337 and all the other torrenting sites that other US and other countries outside Australia get access to, because the Australian government has come down relatively hard on those types of things to protect creators against people stealing stuff. Like, think about, like, imagine if I was a content creator. I am a content creator, but in a different way. But imagine if I had built or like made this like amazing painting, right? And someone had snuck into my house and took a photo of this painting and was selling the print everywhere. Now, obviously, it's not the original, but they're selling my picture or this thing that I spent a lot of time creating, and I'm not getting any money from it. So that's the whole, all these guidelines are there to protect creators of the content. So they're there to protect artists, they're there to protect studios, and they're there to protect people so that they still have income. Because imagine if artists didn't get paid for their work, they would be out of a job, and then we'd have no more music or movies or anything to watch. Okay, let's get to Beat Saber Wire quickly. So jurisdiction is weird. Yeah, we're mostly talking about DMCA, which is US law. Again, it's weird. US law because Twitch is based in the US because Amazon. As an Australian content creator, theoretically, you're subject to both laws. You're subject to the US laws because that's where your employer is located. And you're subject to Australian laws because that's where you are located. So it's interesting. Hookshot VPN. What about the people who practice copyrighted songs? So is that people who perform copyrighted songs? I think we did go over that, but let me know if that's what you mean, because I can totally go over that again. Jaman80. So you mean people who perform music on Twitch? So say they might perform Happy by Will Ferrell. Okay, yeah, so we did go over that. So basically, the guidelines of Twitch says if you are going to perform music on your channel that you have not created yourself, you must do so under these guidelines. It has to be performed live, so you can't show a recording of it. It has to be, this is the one I missed before, sorry guys. It must be performed as best as and as close to the artist intended. So doing parodies, technically not allowed. You must perform every element of the song yourself, and you can't use any backing tracks or music and things like that. So if I was going to perform, we used Happy, the example by, is it William Ferrell or whatever his name is, Will Ferrell? If I was going to perform that, I need to play the music myself, so either piano, guitar, whatever. I need to sing it, and I need to perform it as close to the artist as possible. And yeah, Ferrell, that's it. And if I was going to be do the right type of thing, I would be saying I'm now performing Happy by Will Ferrell, and basically attribute the artist. We'll get to that in a second, attributing people, because that's something that I've done a lot of. But Beat Saber. So this is where Beat Saber has, and so Hookshot, so Hookshot, I just went through all that stuff about performing music on Twitch. Obviously, if you've created the song, then you've got all rights to do whatever you want with it. Okay, so Beat Saber. This is where Beat Saber is having some issues. same as Just Dance. So the exact same problems that Just Dance is having right now, and not Just Dance itself, but Just Dance streamers, is the same problem Beat Saber's having. So Beat Saber and Just Dance have had the music licensed to the game for home personal use only. So technically streaming Beat Saber or Just Dance is not under the usage guidelines for that. So technically speaking, it's illegal. I would be thinking that Just Dance and other things are looking at what they do, or streamers are just going to have to stop streaming that kind of content. Because you think about it, like, who's paying the licensing? If Just Dance wants to have streamers stream their content, which would make sense because the more people stream content, the more people buy the game. That means the licensing fees for Ubisoft, Just Dance is done by Ubisoft, licensing fees for Ubisoft would go through the roof. Because not only are you paying for people to have home personal use, you're now also paying for people to have home commercial use. So it's a bit crazy. Now, what was the next thing that came through? More questions on that. Monaro is right. Twitch and Amazon have the ability to work with the industry to make DMCA issues not a problem. This is one of the bigger issues at hand, right? Is that the guidelines are written. Let's have a look of when the Copyright Act was actually implemented. There's usually a date on the Copyright Act. So it might be like, the Copyright Act of 1995. Let's have a look when the act was last written. 1998. So the Digital Millennium Copyright Act of 1998, that was the last time it was updated. Which, hey McLeod, how are you? So obviously since then, content and the usage of music and things have changed dramatically. We now have people streaming on YouTube and Facebook and Instagram. We have people streaming wasn't even a thing back then. The internet was barely, even available back then. So obviously it came into combat now. Yeah, exactly. But obviously, the usage, the last update to the act was January. Oh, thanks, Dana. Do you know what the update was? Let me have a look. There's probably an update in here. So it's the Act of 1998, which means the Act was implemented in 1998. When was the last? We said the last update was 2009. But what was the update? Thanks for that info, Diana. Diana's always comes with the good info. Trying to see if there was where the actual update is, because the update will tell us what actually. Oh, there we go. Legislation details. Thank you. All right, let's have a look. All right, so here is. Oh, this is the Australian one. So this is the Australian Copyright Act for online infringement. So this is the Australian one. This is even more different. Okay, so let's have a look. So the Copyright Act in Australia was implemented in 1968, which is so far away, so long ago. And obviously they've had amendments to the Act over time. The House of Reps, the last Act was October, so that was the 18th of October 2018. So this was the update to the Act. So they amended this. So the Act is blah, 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 blah. It's taken and commenced. Information column 3. The schedules, legislative specified act is repeated, blah, blah, blah. Injunctions relating to online locations outside Australia. So this is what got updated in the Australian Copyright Infringement Act. So what they updated. Thanks, King of the Nature, for the follows. Welcome to the Royal Kingdom. I'm assuming these are all the updates they made. So let's have a look at the updates. So the first update they made was actually adding a heading, which is now injunctions relating to online locations. Application for an injunction. The owner of copyright may apply to the Federal Court of Australia to grant an injunction. So an injunction means you must cease and desist business. So say if I created a song and I copyrighted it and I found out Diana was using it to sell... Say Diana was using it to sell videos and my music was playing in the background. I can apply for an injunction to the Federal Court of Australia, which means Diana would have to stop selling that stuff while we sort out what's happening. So even if it didn't go through, I've still made Diana stop in the meantime, which is another thing entirely, which is even though some of these streamers may be in the right and they have the right to an appeal, their accounts are essentially banned in the meantime, so it really sucks. Okay, so to apply to, but these are the guidelines that you must apply for an injunction. So to apply for an injunction, you must considers reasonable to disable access to an online location outlet that infringes or facilitates an infringement and has the primary purpose of the primary effect of infringing or facilitating an infringement. Basically, they're saying is you must have had something that is infringible material, so you must be streaming or playing music in the background, like streaming was playing music in the background, and that must be the primary method of you doing that thing. So if I'm streaming and the music is playing, that music is enabling me to draw in an audience. So it is being used as a primary method to do business or draw in a crowd. That's what that's saying. This is fun. I get to, translate lawyer speak. I love lawyer speak. So lawyer speak says, the application under subsection 1 may also request that the injunction may require an online search engine provider under the providers covered by the declaration under subsection 8b to make such steps that the court is reasonable as to not provide a search result that refers to the online location. Last amendment of DCA was 2018. Ooh. Yes, that's interesting, the last amendment, and we've got to find out where that amendment was done. Oh, here we go. Is this it? That might be it. But yeah, this is all the Australian amendments. So basically, you now must show that you are doing something that infringes copyright material, that it is being an enabler for you to get money or get increased business. You might require an online, like a search engine. You have to provide like URLs and domains and things like that. So this is how the Australian government, or the federal government, blocked access to all the torrent sites. All the statutes and things hire a paralegal to do this. So they've inserted some paragraphs and things about the use of online, and it's basically pertaining it to a search engine as well. So here they're saying you don't just have to be someone providing the content, you can also be a search engine that provides the content. So torrent sites are search engines, right? Which means they're providing a method to find the content. So that's made them illegal by this amendment to the legislation. So yeah, that is that. Okay, and so what was the... So as I was saying, Monaro, this... yes, the guidelines need updating. Yes, it's going to take a lot of time and effort. Hey, Copper Betty, how are you? Look, we're literally just talking through the DMCA guidelines and the Australian Federal Register of Legislation and talking about all the amendments that they've put in over the last how many times now. And it is a very good reason to hire a paralegal. So, yeah. So, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act was implemented in 1998, and it's basically an amendment of the broader Copyright Act of 1976. We're talking about DMCA a bit as well. Nice. So we're doing a whole session on it because everyone's been asking. Do you have some big pointers that have come up in yours? Copper Beardy, or like I know people have been writing in content. Like, I mean, I suppose the next thing we need to talk about is what do you want to do if you've got music? Obviously, I'm playing music right now in the background. How is Mish allowed to play music when she's talking about copyright? Do we want to go into that next, or do you have other questions, people? Or do you want to bring up other things, Copper Beardy? What do you think? Ari lending, it's all good as you don't copy them. There you go, Dana's right. There you go, hookshot. So you're allowed to lend a DVD to someone without infringing on legals. Never nuts stuff. Nuts stuff. So Dana, you can borrow my DVDs as much as you like as long as you don't copy them. Copy is saying mostly that as streamers we are responsible for what you use. It's not the platform's responsibility. You're 100% right. I'm glad the platform is providing us ways and tools and methods to use ensure that we aren't using copyrighted material. But at the end of the day, copyright is exactly right. We are the ones responsible. And this is what I've been saying like the whole time. Like, guys, the rules haven't changed. Yes, I agree with some people that are saying that one of the big problems is that Twitch is kind of like allowed for or created this culture, and it's not so much Twitch, it's more the community, have created this culture around using this kind of content and that it is okay. But as a streamer, as a content creator, it's on you to know what you're doing and know what you're supposed to do and what you're not supposed to do. This is what I've been talking about. Like, you know, I've been streaming for like the last like 2 years without really any issues, and I've been creating content on, you know, I'm a journalist. I obviously use quotes and pictures and everything. We're going to talk about that. I do YouTube. I use music in the background with YouTube. I'm a streamer. I use music here. I use graphics. I use all that kind of stuff. So, yeah. So, Frostwire is still around, Big Cam. Don't say it too loudly. So Diana's saying the request about DMCA, so I'm assuming you mean an infringement request or an infringement, is from the copyright holder to the platform, not to the streamer. Interesting. So, actually, no, it's not that interesting. It makes a lot of sense. So, this is what I was saying to everyone before, is like, DCMA is the one that's, because everyone's like, well, why are everyone getting the hammer brought down? Like, Twitch is bringing down the hammer. It's like, well, no, it's DMCA bringing down the hammer, and Twitch has to then show that they're doing something about it. So, again, this is actually really good. Sorry, I'm just like thinking out loud as we go. But basically, you know how I said stuff like 1337 is illegal and all these like torrenting sites are illegal? Think about it. The torrenting sites don't actually house the content. They are just a platform for you to find the content. Same with Twitch. Twitch doesn't actually, I mean, yes, they have servers, but the Twitch isn't going around saying, yes, we want this streamer to stream. Like, they're just providing a platform for streamers to stream, and it's on the streamer as to what content they create. Obviously, Twitch has rules, right, to help people create the right kind of content and to make sure that they don't create anything, you know, illegal by the internet, because at the end of the day, Twitch is responsible. So, DMCA have issued all these copyright infringements to Twitch, and so they're saying, this is what I was saying before, is that they're going, Twitch, you've infringed this, like, because you're allowing this kind of content. What are you doing? Twitch has gone, here's all the accounts we just banned. We are doing the right thing. And that's why all the content creators are getting banned right now, because the hammer's been brought down, because all the, Kesha saying, oh, my songs are being used by these streamers, and then Kesha sends a thing to DMCA, and DMCA goes, yes, you're in the right, Kesha, you own the content or the copyright to those songs. Then DMCA goes, Twitch, we've noticed that Kesha is, sending an official complaint that her copyrighted material is being used on your platform fix it now within this time frame. You get time frames on things. This is what I was saying before. If I was to send like an injunction to Diana, obviously I don't think they wouldn't have sent an injunction because Twitch as a platform is still going. And you're saying it's US law and it applies to a US company, and Twitch is US company, Amazon. So PinCam is actually right. We're going to come to that in a moment, PinCam. And rules are good. They weren't being enforced, right? So let's do all those things. Yeah, borrow all the DVDs. Injunct me. I'm not going to injunct you. Okay, so PinCam's like, I've got a question about using photos in thumbnails and YouTube videos and articles. Oh my gosh. So this is the thing that I wanted to talk about next, right? Is photos, videos, images, everything. All right. So, if we look at, okay, let's look at my latest article. Again, it's a bit old. I've got a photo in the background here. Clearly, it's showing that like this is not my photo. But if you look at it, I've gone blah, 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 photo, written all the content. These are all got links directly to them, so you know exactly where this stuff has come from. So GitHub Learnings, there's a link there. So I've acknowledged that that's, this stuff is owned by them. And then I've got here, header image is by Annie Spratt via Unsplash. So if I click this, Unsplash, it could take me to where she is. This is her. So basically I'm acknowledging it, right? But the key thing about this is that in itself does not give me the right to use the content. Just because I put a link to my website, or to her website from mine, does not give me the right to use this content. But the reason I have the right to is because this says the internet source of freely usable images powered by creators everywhere. So if I click on this photo and PinCam goes, oh, this is a nice bike. I want to use this. And I click download. It's going to pop up with a little pop-up. Say thanks to sharing this work. So you've got to say thanks to blah, blah, blah for sharing it. Or you can just go photo by blah, blah, blah of Unsplash. It's already there for you. Because we look at the info. That's the info of the photo. There's a fair use guidelines here. Where is it? Blah, 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 blah. Explore about. So yeah, over 1 million free photos in high res, and then there'll be a thing on here. I remember doing that. Free images gifted by the world's most generous community of photographers, better than any royalty-free or stock photos. Now there is a little thingamajobby about it saying that by downloading this, you agree to do the thing. Where is it? Terms. Okay. Unsplash is a photo discovery platform for free use and high definition photos. They're a Canadian company, so that's good to note. They operate the site. Please read these terms carefully. So eligibility, accounts and registration, limited terms of use for the services. So this is to use the service, which is the website. We grant you permission to access the service, to access the website, but not photos. Then it says license to photos. So it basically says Unsplash grants you an irrevocable, non-exclusive, worldwide copyright license to download, copy, modify, distribute, perform, and use the photos from Unsplash for free, including commercial purposes without permission from or attributing the photographer. But this license does not include the right to compile photos to replicate a similar or competing service. Now, obviously, it says include without permission, so it's saying you should you do that without permission. But as copyright or as good, like get the right words, as ethical people who create content on websites, we attribute other people. It's just part of being a journalist. It's part of being working in the creative sphere, is you always attribute other people. So we do our best as journalists, as content creators, like I've done a lot of Photoshop and artwork before, to actually acknowledge when other people do something. It's an ethical thing. Exactly, Copper Bit is right, unless the agreement excludes your need to do that. It says it kind of does exclude it, but again, it's ethical, right? So as open source licenses, this comes in, comes into like open source licensing even. Like I can use and copy and build on open source code, but each open source code has a open source license to it. Some of them don't say you have to actually attribute people, but for ethical reasons we do. So if we look at my Twitch channel, so this is where photos come into. I'm going to keep talking a little bit more about photos. So anytime I use like a photo or something, I like attribute other people to it. Not in Twitch when I do my highlights, I use a photo or like a thumbnail that's direct from the game. And because the game is linked, it's like the attribute's already there because I'm linking to the game. Hey Fiverr, how's it going? And you're right, Dana, there's a very clear distinction between IP and copyright. Do we want to talk about the distinction between IP and copyright? I think I can find a good article. Info from Vietnam. Oh, here we go. IP Australia. This will be interesting. Somebody want to get IP contracts at the same time. Yeah, it's interesting. So, okay, so basically, from my understanding, and please correct me if I'm wrong, that I don't have as much experience around this part, even though I've applied for a lot of copyrights, I've applied for IP. So IP is intellectual property, and there's copyright. Intellectual property means that you've created something, and it's property that is intellectual. Man, I'm not going to explain that. Crazy. There is a very clear distinction between IP and copyright, though. So basically, here we go. Here's a really good thing. So intellectual property refers to the creation of a mind, such as inventions, literary, artistic works, designs, symbols, names, images used in commerce. Blanket term for a variety of assets created by the mind, otherwise classified as intangible property. I did not know that. That's interesting. Whereas copyright actually protects the original creator of the work. So intellectual property is like a license to it. And intellectual, well, actually, that's if you license the IP. Okay, let's take a slight step back. Hogwarts and drop out. Hey Hogwarts, how's it going? Okay. So intellectual property means something that's created by the mind. For example, if I build something with Lego, that doesn't mean I own the rights, or that doesn't mean I own the rights to that intellectual property. It means that I'm creating something. So IP, well, intellectual property can have multiple owners. So if somebody has created some really cool fan art, the intellectual property could be owned by multiple people. So someone could own the original idea. Someone could own Hogwarts has jumped in here. So Hogwarts. So if I created actually Lego's a really good one. If I create well, say Lego creates the Hogwarts castle set and creates it in Lego, right? That Lego set of Hogwarts Castle has multiple intellectual property owners, or it's licensed to multiple people. So somebody created the Lego in the first place, that's theirs. Somebody created Hogwarts in the first place, that's J.K. Rowling. So intellectual property can be intertwined and multiple people can have ownership of it. Intellectual property, just because you create something, it doesn't necessarily means it's licensed to you. So Diana's saying if she wrote some code as part of her job, that's their intellectual property because they've written in the contract that they own it. If there was no contract before for it and Diana created it, theoretically she would own the intellectual property for it if she applied for it, right? Copywriting is different. Copywriting states that if you copyright something, you are the original owner of that thing. So J.K. Rowling copyright, I think she copyrighted Hogwarts. Pretty sure she copyrighted that. Let's have a look. Copyright Hogwarts. There is a lot to remember. You don't have to remember it all. There you go. Okay, sweet. So that's a blog. Copyright exists totally regardless of you actually register it. So like for example, and this is where it gets interesting, right? See this? I created that logo. I own that logo. Like, have I copyrighted it? Officially. I can't remember. I think I have. I own the copyright to Mish Manners. So yeah. So it's an automatic right by virtue of the fact that you created it. But there is obviously an official process to say that you are actually official. Because imagine if I say, okay, I am the official owner. It's an automatic right that I own that. What if Diana said, well, no, hang on, Mish, I actually created that. So if Diana says, I created that and I didn't, and she challenged me on that, how would I show that I own the original copyright to this? And that's why applications exist. So Diana's right in the sense that it is an automatic copyright, and then people would then say, well, hang on, why do I have to copyright something and pay like the how many dollars it is to copyright something? Because you need evidence to show that you are original creator. So yeah, and that's why, yeah, if you trademark, that is true. This is where it comes in. This is the difference between copywriting and trademarking, which is why I should always trademark stuff. This can get so super lurky. Yes, this is why you should check with the lawyer. So again, I copyrighted this because I created this. I could show Diana and go, oh, hang on, I own the trademark to that. And to apply for a trademark, you sort of have to show that you created it, but it's really easy. You could just say, yeah, I created this. So if I created this, and this is where actually Monopoly is a really good example of this. So the original creator of Monopoly never trademarked Monopoly or copyrighted, like officially copyrighted. I'm going to say trademark because it's easy. The original creator of Monopoly never trademarked Monopoly. You can always assign the right. I'll talk about that in a minute. We'll talk about IP as well in a minute, but yes, you can sell the rights to IP and the trademark, but you can't actually sell the copyright. So there's a difference between trademark, which is TM, then there's copyright. So the original creator will always own it, even if they die. They'll always own the copyright, but someone else might own the trademark. So usually trademarks are owned by like companies. Copyrights are owned by companies as well. So, but like, okay, so back to Monopoly. So the original creator of Monopoly never trademarked Monopoly. So they own the copyright to Monopoly because they designed and developed it. The Hasbro's owns the trademark and the rights to actually sell it because they own the trademark. So as Diana said, if I didn't trademark this and she came along with the trademark certificate and said, look, Mish, I've trademarked your logo, you can no longer use it. It's great. So this is why you always trademark stuff like officially. So with the Rain electric scooter, which is interestingly enough still running its competition. So go and enter. If you haven't entered the competition, you can win 2 scooters, which is completely available worldwide. So if you win the scooters, we'll ship them to you anywhere in the world. Oh my gosh, trademark is a mark. So it's like a logo or brand. You can trademark a color even. So Cadbury has trademarked their purple color. You can't use Cadbury's purple color. But you can't trademark, I can't trademark the Rain electric scooter. I can trademark the Rain name, but I can't actually trademark the Rain scooter because it's not a mark. It's like a fully designed, intricate thingamajiggy, right? That's where IP comes in. So IP is I can put intellectual property and patent protections to show, or patent protections to show that I own that intellectual property for various parts of the scooter. Now, again, remember we said before that IP can be owned by various people? So we put the wheel on the scooter. That is our creative knowledge to put the wheel on the scooter and where it sits and how big it is. But we don't own the intellectual property to a tire or a wheel. Like, a wheel is a wheel. You know, a brake caliper, like, you know, where you brake, is a brake caliper. A brake disc is a brake disc. A screw is a screw. Like, we don't own the copyright, we don't own the trademarks or the patents to a screw. But what we own is we own the trademark to the word rain and to the logo rain, like the look of rain. And we own the patent rights to show that we own the intellectual property to certain design aspects and innovation elements of the rain scooter. So, yeah, a trademark is IP, but it's a certain type of IP. And a trademark, different to a patent, a trademark will last like forever, whereas a patent runs out and other people can use it. So you might, and this is the difference in trademarks and patents, so you might notice that there are all these like rip-offs of Lego right now. So there's a Chinese company making Lego, there's a German company, another German company making Lego. You can find heaps of Lego, right? So let's have a look at like Lego bricks. Right, so bricks. Lego. Actually, Facebook Marketplace is really good for this. Hogwarts brick castle. And yeah, you're right. Trademarks have to be renewed, but yeah, we'll talk about brick builder. So brick builder. Let's have a look at these guys. Images. Okay, so they're official Lego. There's a whole bunch of them. Let's have a look. Lego compatible blocks. This is a good one. Lego compatible blocks. Okay. Okay, see this. So Amazon bricks. Okay, you look at that and go, okay, that's Lego. Right? So Lego's patent ran out for the actual Lego model, right? So if you look at this and go, that's Lego. But you can see, or Mega Blocks is another one. Yeah, so they're all Lego clones because patent only lasts for like 30 years. You can renew it. There's ways you can renew it, but we won't talk about that. I'll just confuse everyone. Yeah, so Lego's patent has run out, which means other people can make Lego, but not Lego. They can make the bricks, which is why this place is called Bricks. So you notice it's called 1000 piece classic bricks by Strictly Bricks building set compatible with all major brick brands. Notice they have not used the word Lego because Lego has trademarked the word Lego, which means no one can say they're selling Lego unless it's actually Lego. So that's why I got here like Lego compatible bricks. And these are called blocks. Brickety brick. The brick system is the way they call it. Pink Ham said mega blocks, which means all these companies can make Lego. They can make the bricks, but they can't actually call it Lego, which means Lego is always going to win out because they own the trademark to Lego. Now, if Lego didn't own the trademark, other companies could have called themselves Lego, and then they could have sold Lego. So that's the difference between a patent and a trademark. So that's why you notice after a certain amount of time, new things will come up. Gore-Tex is another one. So Gore-Tex is like this really cool company that makes like really, really waterproof fabric. And now other companies are making Gore-Tex, but because their patent ran out, but also they didn't trademark it, so now other companies are saying they make Gore-Tex. So which is interesting. Public domain is a very interesting one, which is what we're going to talk about. Public domain and Creative Commons. Here we go. So public domain is anything that's in the public realm that's not protected. So either copyright's expired, so the copyright can theoretically expired, like when we say copyright expired, so the original owner doesn't expire, but copyright, the actual legally applied for and paid for copyright can expire. So for example, like the copyright to some of the Disney movies have now expired, which is why, not Disney movies, but like that's why all the Disney movies are being remade, like the Jungle Book and all those kind of things. So it shows that it applies to art. Yes. So other things can expire, which means it's available in the public domain. So let's look at something that's works available in the public domain. Well, let's actually look at public domain artwork, because artwork's a very good one. Which means that Disney copyright, yeah. Public domain images for artists. Okay, here's like collections available in the public domain. So back to your question about, yes, we can go through that. Is like the lifetime plus 50 years, but yeah, they can do all funky kind of things. So, all right. Yeah, exactly. If the copyright applies to the company, which is why people do company stuff now. All right, here you go. In Cam, you're asking about images and thumbnails and stuff. All these images are available in the public domain, which means anyone can use them without attributing or crediting or anything. Anyone. So I can go, sweet, I can take this and download it and use it. Let's have a look at the license. So it's available under the Creative Commons license. This is where we want to come into the go. So the person who associated the work with this deed has dedicated the work to the public domain by waiving all his or her copyrights to the work worldwide under copyright law. You can copy, modify, distribute, perform, even for commercial without asking permission. So the person who created this image has gone, I like this image, I want to do the right thing by the community and just have it freely available. So there's heaps of things available in the public domain. Public domain code. There's a lot of code available in the public domain. So this is where this whole open source thing comes from, which is code available in open source. Two different things here. I like this code is, see the public domain. So there's two different things. Open source means that they've licensed it for other people to use. Public domain means it's freely available to use without licensing. Whereas open source, so if we look at GitHub and coding and stuff like that, every open source project has to have a license. So let's have a look at OBS. GitHub, because OBS, we're using OBS, we might as well. So OBS would have a license. So as I said before, in previous streams, Stream Elements have built an OBS on top. So they have Stream Elements OBS. Streamlabs has built built OBS on top. Because OBS is open source. So here's a license for the open source. So let's have a look at it. Let's have a look where they put it. Often it's in the README. I don't know where they put it, so they've got, here's the quick links, funding, contributing, and yeah, where's their license? Have a look at the licensing. Copy. Here you go, general public license. So here they go, they've got this license here. So the general GNU general public license, most widely used free license, has a strong copy left requirement. I like that, instead of copyright, copy left. And then the source code of the work must be available under the same license. There are multiple variants, each with different. So they put this as their licensing agreement. So you can see, so to have code open source, you have to have a open source license, which means you have a license to use and copy it. Obviously, there's terms attached to open source, but there's not terms attached to a public domain, which is why that's where it differs. So there is basically there are terms, which is why everyone has to have a open source license. There are terms and conditions attached to open source, but there's not terms and conditions attached to public domain. So if we have a quick look at my Twitch channel, as I said before, and if we look at the music, so I've got this music panel here now. So I said, love the awesome music on my channel. It's all royalty free. Change that, royalty free. It's all royalty free and royalty and copyright free. So I've said the background music comes from Pretzel Rocks. So if we go to Pretzel Rocks, that's what's playing now. The first music player built for streamers, access to millions of artists, retain 100% ownership of your music by reaching new fans around the globe. So that's for artists. And then if I look at for live streamers, that's easy. It's licensed music. So Pretzel Rocks has already paid the licensing for us to use this, or they're using no copyright music. So it's easily licensed music. So DMCA safe music for your monetized streams and VODs. This is where lots of people don't understand that as streaming, they're actually monetizing it and they're using other people's content for their own personal gain. Use it on Twitch, YouTube, Mixer, Facebook without having to worry about content ID strikes and muted content. So I can download the player, which is what I'm using here. Yep. So I can download the player, or you can just play it like literally in the browser. And I've put a link to it. This is not necessary. Me putting this here is not necessary because me signing up and downloading Pretzel Rocks is already giving me the license to use it. As I said, I like to do the ethical thing, which is attribute everything I do. Also, it's a nice way to get other people, like other streamers and other content creators, to show them what I do so that they know exactly where to go. The music that plays at the start of the stream is from this person. Now, if you have a look at this one's a little bit different to Pretzel Rocks. So this is royalty-free music. And it's available under a Creative Commons license. So this music, unlike the public domain, it's royalty-free. Theoretically, it's not copyright-free. I should change that to like royalty-free music. Royalty-free music. So what this guy's done, oh god, Patrick guy probably, is saying that all his music is available under Creative Commons license, and his license, or the way you have to attribute the work, or the way the license you have for using the work is you put a link in the credits of the project. So wherever you use it, put a link. So if you look at the licensing. So I got the free license, which means I can put it here, and it's got a Creative Commons license. I can use it for video games, YouTube videos, mobile apps, podcasts, indie films. Streaming would come under there. I can use it for multiple projects with unlimited copyrights, but my credits aren't optional, which means I have to credit his work. So it says you can't use it for streaming services if you don't put credits. You can't use it for products if you don't if you don't put credits. You can't use it for hold music, and you can't use it for music in a physical space. So you basically have to, and you can't resell it under the free license, which is what I'm using. Pro license means I'll pay $9 per track, and then I can play it as much as I want in a physical venue. Or I can pay the broadcast license, which means I can use it on TV and radio, both locally and internationally. So you always got to read the copyright terms and conditions that happen, right? And then the other one, don't want to remove that, is from, again, virtual. I didn't have to put a attribute to them. But this is the ending music. They've written a whole lot of hold music. It basically says, here you are. It's such a rhyme as all the examples below are free from copyright. So we can use these examples. So I used like one of these. I think I used like City Life was the one I used. So yeah, that's how you do the right thing and attribute the right people. So basically, anytime you're doing stuff, you need to look at what is the copyright licensing and what should you do. So that comes back to Pink Ham's question before about thumbnails. So I think the next thing that's going to come along is people are going to start bringing the hammer down on artists and people on Twitch who are selling or using emotes that aren't their own IP. That's another whole topic of conversation. So remember I said to you yesterday that someone kept asking me about merchandise, and I said, yeah, if I want merchandise, I have to pay for the commercial rights to the artwork. So Caro Art, who I get all my artwork through, I've only paid her for limited commercial rights, which means I've only paid her to use them as Twitch emotes, and I've only paid her to use them for stuff like I can make stickers out of them. So I can make stuff like this, but I can't actually sell it. So I can make merchandise, but I can't sell it, which is not advantageous to me. And the stickers are fine, they don't cost too much. But if I wanted to sell stickers and I wanted to have merchandise, I wanted to make money off it, I have to pay Caro basically the full commercial rights to use her artwork. Because right now, again, so the copyright owner of this is Carousel Art, but I own the licensing for this because technically it's like a joint thing. I gave her the ideas and sketched out what I wanted, and she actually created it. But yes, that's right. You can always negotiate royalties. So when people say like royalty free, they mean like there's no royalty you have to pay for each time you use something. So if I look back at that this arcade person thingamajiggy, so this is royalty free music, which means that the music's not free from copyright, it's not free from IP, it's not free from licensing. I still have to attribute it, but I don't have to pay a royalty for me to use his stuff. So if I was to negotiate a royalty, which is obviously what a lot of artists and models will negotiate, they'll be like, all right, it's a say a Nike modeler might say, all right, it's a one-time fee of, let's just say I'm a cheap model, $2,000 for me to do this modeling photo shoot with you, and then every time you use my image, I want $2 each time you use my image, whether it's in a poster, a digital advert, a video advertisement, whatever it happens to be, I want a royalty from that. So you get paid per time it's used. So lots of musicians will have royalty on their music, which means, oh yeah, lifetime royalties are the best. So some people have lifetime royalties for, there's a really good one. Happy Birthday has a royalty on it, I think. Or the guy who came up with the Windows sound, or no, there's like this guy that came up with this sound effect they use on like all TV commercials, and he's got like lifetime royalties. So like every time someone plays it, he's like, another $6 in the bucket. Yeah, and you have to pay for licensing if you want to use Happy Birthday on TV. So if you want to sing Happy Birthday in a movie, think about how many times Happy Birthday is sung in a movie. The people get licensing royalties from that. So every time it's sung in a movie, there's your monies. So yeah, you're right. I could negotiate royalties with her. It's a sad birthday. Happy Birthday is in the public domain. Oh, contention. I think you might. Yes, you are correct. There was a lawsuit over it. You are 100% right. Check this out. So back in 2016, Warner Campbell agreed to pay a settlement of $14 million to make Happy Birthday available in the public domain. Yes. But again, so imagine if you have something and it's like, I want this to be available in the public. So say if I created Happy Birthday, right? And everyone's like, Mish, Happy Birthday is a song where we really want other people to be able to sing it royalty-free, copyright-free. And I go, okay, well, I will make it available in the public domain if you give me $14 million. So that's what happened. They got $14 million. So it was a lawsuit, and then it prompted, Warner Campbell disputed the evidence, arguing that unless there was necessary authorization from the copyright owner, the Happy Birthday lyrics and sheet music would be subject to common copyright law. As an unpublished work, there is known whether the special permission from the company covered Good Morning or Happy Birthday. On 2015, the judge said that the Warner Campbell copyright claim over the lyrics was invalid, and the copyright held by them from 1935 applied only to specific piano arrangements from the song and not the lyrics or the melody. Warner Campbell failed to prove that it had the copyright to the lyrics, so the court was able to grant the judgment to the plaintiffs, which was the person who was affected. Then it resolved the case, and then the decision ruled that it was now available in the public domain. So yeah, interesting. So yeah, they didn't actually so it was worth $14 million, but because it expired, you can see here it expired in January 2017. I just saw it somewhere. There you go. The copyright for the song expired on the 1st of January 2017. So no fees had to get paid out. Yeah. Awful wolf. Yeah, I know. The terms are so long. Crazy, right? Tom Scott has a great video. You're more than welcome to link that video in the chat. Awful wolf. Oh, it was 2017 in the EU. It was 1997 in the US. That's interesting. Means the US is still paying copyright to it. You can either link it here or also link it in the Discord as well. Yeah, they would have made money off it for a long time. I think that's why it said... Have a quick look back. So that's why Monaro, that's why it said on February the 8th, 2016, Warner Campbell agreed to pay a settlement of $14 million to those who had licensed the song. So basically all these people had paid their licensing, but then the licensing was invalid, so then Warner Campbell had to pay out everyone. So $14 million. Well, they claimed to have owned it, but it wasn't actually done. YouTube's copyright system isn't broken, the world is. Alright, cool. We will check out that link and we'll also post it in the Discord. What up, Saxo? See, this is where the problem comes in. Diana's just pointed it out. Is that there's different copyright in different countries. And again, Twitch goes across multiple countries. Like, yes, it's based in the US, but its content is coming from all over the world, so it's really hard. So, Happy Birthday is public domain, and then Warner Campbell paid $14 million to all the people. So, good on filmmaker Jennifer Nelson, who challenged the copyright to Happy Birthday in 2013. But the Warner Campbell had the copyright to it since 1935. But she's saying that they never should have actually owned the copyright in the first place. which is, so because they proved it false, they had to pay back everyone who had paid the licensing fees. If only there was international copyright. Happy birthday! Twitch itself is nothing but a huge DMCA. An international law on this is very much overdue considering the type of content that is being created at the moment. More international laws would be rather handy. Oh yeah, Minara, did you see my my video thingamajiggy came in for supercars? Yay! Wait, it ain't your birthday? No. Not my birthday. No, we're talking about the happy birthday. The copyright enforcing on happy birthday. iLaw is really interesting because it's generally really hundreds of laws, or international law, yeah, that ratify a treaty that countries have signed, and the laws and actual operating parts of the treaty on their own. Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. So it's rather annoying. The US can't even get to China to stop printing iPhones and whatnot. Yeah, I'm totally going to use the microphone for traveling and stuff. It's really cool. Yeah, and one international law would be so handy, but I doubt it's gonna happen anytime soon. It would take a lot of time because all the countries would have to agree on it. And then that's the problem with patents and copyright. So when you apply for a patent or you apply for a copyright, you have to apply for a patent in certain countries or the copyright in certain countries. Oh, copyright law is crazy. That's what I'm saying. Like, again, like full like disclosure here. Like, I'm not a lawyer, and I'm not even, like, I'm not a copyright. Even if you are a lawyer, there's, like, patent law, copyright law, like, there's so many different types of law. It's a bit crazy. But, yeah. Oh, Minara, you also missed my... This is the T2 mug that I got. How cool is it? Or cup. Patent law is very, very interesting. Paris Treaty gives you time. That's the same with Australian patents to some extent. So if you lodge the patent, you've got like 6 months. And you get like a blanket international patent, then you still have to lodge it in every single country. But again, if you own the patent or the copyright, it still doesn't mean you can actually do anything with it, right? So just because we own the patents to Rain or the electric scooter, it doesn't mean we can necessarily stop China from recreating it. And this is, again, what comes back to the iPhones. So the iPhones are patented, but it doesn't stop Chinese companies from doing it. People are like, well, why? Obviously you have the patent in China. It's like, yeah, but who's going to go enforce it? So enforcement is very hard. What you can do, depending on the patent and which countries you go, you can potentially stop certain shipments. So I can go, America, you're receiving a big shipment from this Chinese company, which is infringing on our patents for the electric scooter, so we're going to stop that shipment from coming into America. And so you can stop a shipment, but still, it's still really hard. Like, it's still very hard to, and you need the dollars to enforce it. Like, it's not cheap. If Blizzard want to pull their games from being played on Twitch, they can do that. Because they're always out for everything from art, music. Oh yeah, exactly. That's the thing. That's the same with every game. Like, the games own the copyright to the artwork, the music, the scores, the gameplay, the code, obviously, they own. But you can't see the code, so you can't really steal it. But they own everything. Yeah, prior artwork. I mean, this is what we came back to yesterday, right? So when I was saying stuff about like fan art, so say if someone does, we'll use Blizzard as an example. Say if someone does a fan art drawing of Mercy from Overwatch. If I do like a really cool painting of Mercy or a drawing of Mercy and I want to sell it, under fan artwork and the creative platform, I can't ever say that I own the rights or the copyright to that image of Mercy. Like, I don't own the rights to the artwork, I don't own the rights to the character, I don't own anything, right? So the only thing I can essentially charge for, and this is what I was talking about yesterday, is my labor costs. So I can charge, so say if I did this really cool painting and I took a photo of it, or I did it, I said I did it in digital thing. Say I did this really cool digital drawing of Mercy, and I wanted to sell the print, or I wanted to sell stickers of it. I can charge you for the cost price of the stickers, and I can charge you for my time to create those stickers. I can't charge you for actually creating Mercy. And that's why you'll find like artwork from Blizzard, or if you buy like posters, they're always really expensive because they own the artwork. So they can claim like creative and design work. Like, why are Louis Vuitton bags so expensive? The bag itself is not expensive at all. Like, the materials cost you nothing. Well, next to nothing. People go, well, this bag's not worth that much. But the bag has design in it. And you've got to pay all the designers for their work, their design stuff. And you're paying for the designers to own all the trademarks and copyrights and all the design creativity that goes into making that bag. So you're not just paying for the materials of bag. Whereas when you are paying for fan artwork, all you're paying for is the materials and the time. That's it. So let's have a look what you guys are saying. They could agree to look the other way. They could, but that's entirely on them. And it does, right? So a lot of games, is what we said before, a lot of games have stream enablers. So Minion Masters is a game that's set up for streaming. So they've given everyone like, the huge thumbs up by having a streaming plugin. And League of Legends, like everyone has, like, so if you look at Twitch, you look at the amount of games. So obviously these games have rights to, actually I won't show you all my settings, but let's have a look at Twitch game plugins. Extensions, there we go. There are extensions from developers. Okay, I don't think I can find a list. Okay, there's no list, but say for example, I can connect my League of Legends account to my Twitch account. I mean, what are they doing that for? Obviously, they're giving you permission to watch and stream content. You can do it with Blizzard, you can do it with Riot, you can do it with all level Rioters League, right? So obviously it benefits them, as I said before, because me playing Overwatch encourages you to go buy and play with me. So it obviously benefits them. They're kind of giving like a license, an unwritten license to kind of go and stream the content. Again, Monaro, streaming is a benefit for creators because it's free advertising promotion, which is why Pretzel Rocks exists. So again, Pretzel Rocks. So how does Pretzel Rocks integrate with Twitch really well? It gives, so in my chat, you would have seen previously, you would have seen the name and the song coming up, which is promotion for the artist. I don't have that coming up anymore because I'm paying for Pretzel Rocks. I've got a premium subscription, which means I pay and the artists get money out of it. So you need to work out, well, Monaro, if they're going to have music available to stream on Twitch, how does the artist get paid for it? And you need to come back to, okay, is it actually beneficial for the music artists to have their music streamed on Twitch? I'm going to say it's probably not that beneficial right now. Exactly. So that's what I was saying, Diana. Like, it's more of an unwritten rule, right? So Blizzard don't mention in their terms. Minion Masters don't mention it. Actually, some companies do mention it in their terms. For streaming, Blizzard terms for streaming. Some companies do actually. So often you'll see companies will put up, like, actually, there's a really good one. Shadowverse has a really good one. Let me have a look. Shadowverse has a very good one. Where is it? Esports articles special, maybe? Videos. Fan kit. Here we go. Okay. Cygames is thrilled to have such a devoted community. We hope this fan kit will be useful for creating high quality fan materials. Nothing delights us more than seeing our fans make it. Before using this kit, read and understand the agreement. Any violations of the terms of this agreement, whether intentional or not, may be prosecuted from full extent of law. So I can download all these things, I can use them, but there's like an agreement for use. Which means your site must be limited to displaying, identifying, and discussing only products as permitted by agreement. You must display materials from the fan kit without alterations, so you can't squish it, stretch it, do those kind of things. Except you can make appropriate reductions, but you can't squish it. Like, you can't change the aspect ratio of it. If you take screenshots or audio or video recordings and use them on your site, such use is subject to the agreements of this terms. All fans must include the correct copyright and trademark information on the page that contains the content. For example, Shadowverse and its logos are trademarks of Cygames and copyright Cygames Inc. On every page of the site, blah, 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 blah. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff, right? So, gaming pretty much just ignores the breaches. Because it, as you pointed out, it actually benefits them. So, if they were going to do it properly, they would write it in their terms and agreements. Hey, Daptron, how are you? They put it in their terms and agreements. I know, Monaro, it's a benefit, but as Diana just pointed out, Minion Masters doesn't have it in their terms of agreement, which means, yes, they've given like an unspoken rule because they're encouraging you to stream it, because they're giving you a streaming platform for you to integrate and encourage and connect with your chat while streaming, but they haven't actually physically written it out, which means you could be prosecuted under law. Music, but it can't, Monaro. That's the problem, because each artist is like, me streaming a game is different to me having music play in the background. Me streaming a game, you can physically see the game. If you want to play with me, you've got to download and buy the game. You've got to come play with me. So at least direct sales. Me streaming music in the background doesn't lead to sales in music. And it's like way less benefit. So yeah. I don't actually see them doing much about it. I can potentially see the fair use coming into effect, but again, I just don't see its relevance for music. Like, we've already got enough, like, their argument would be, we've already got enough no copyright music, we've already got enough royalty-free music, why aren't streamers just using that? People go, well, streamers want to use popular music because it draws people into their channel. That's why remember when people used to do this? Oh, hang on. Or this. And I was like, sorry, you can't request songs in my channel. People are like, why can't I request a song? I'm like, because it goes against the terms and conditions. I don't want to do it. So, I'm not saying there's no way they could integrate it. I'm saying there's no beneficial outcome for them to integrate it. Hey, little chart, what's up? They could integrate a pay option, and that's what Pretzel Rocks does, right? Pretzel Rocks, I'm using free sound, and I'm paying for the premium version, so it doesn't pop up in the chat. So they could have a paid version where it says, Happy by Will Ferrell is playing right now, get the song here. They could do that, but as we know, as we just pointed out, what benefit is there from it? As a person who's sitting there listening to a song, you listening to a song while someone is streaming is not really going to encourage you to buy the song. You watching someone play the game encourages you to play the game because you want to play with that streamer. You want to be as good as that streamer. You see how much fun that streamer is having. You want to have the same amount of fun. So, Little Chop's right. Let's just make our own music. Dabtron's so saying, even with the integration, you could earn so little, it literally doesn't make a difference. And that's exactly the reason why I don't think, especially big artists, I mean, look, I think just take a look at Twitch Sings. Twitch just paid for the rights to use that music, but look at, it's still very limited, which means many artists don't want to pay for the rights for that, or don't think it's beneficial to have that kind of revenue coming in. Either it's not enough, or they just don't want that kind of content shown on Twitch. Like, who knows what the reasons are. The Little Shop, let's get together and make our own music. Alright, you guys put some stuff in the channel, add some more questions. Channel wish yourselves for a second. I'm going to put an add-on for non-subs. I'm just going to get a quick drink of water and coming back. I've just been talking a lot, so we need some waters. Need the waters. So if you're here and you're listening, it's really harsh. I'm sorry to hear that, Dappertron. I'll wait for the ad to finish so I can say properly. Sorry, but yeah, that's really, it's hard, right? 3,000 plays, and that's if someone doesn't have, an ad blocker, as you said. So that's really sucky, Dappertron. But yeah, as I say, like, it doesn't add up to much. Every cent adds up, but if you're a giant, big, popular musician, like, you know, Happy, Will Ferrell, like Maroon 5, why would they go to all the effort to license their music to people on Twitch just so people can probably come in and just listen to their songs when it's not going to make them any money and people can just go download the songs anyway? We need 500,000 plays. Whoa. Wow, Dappertron. Nuts. Yeah, like, there you go. Monaro, case in point. It's not worth it. Like, Dappertron, you're better off actually streaming your music and getting people to sub and donate to you. And that's why, like, some music streamers on Twitch get actually so much money from it because they're creating music and they're making stuff. Yeah, but that's Taylor Swift to put her music back on Spotify. But that's different, Awful Wolf. Like, as Spotify, you want to listen to that song. You're going to Spotify specifically to get Taylor Swift and to listen to her. You wouldn't be coming to me as a streamer specifically to listen to Taylor Swift music, right? So, she has negotiating power. She has all that kind of stuff. So, like, it makes no sense, to be honest. Like, I really don't understand why people want to listen to, like, really high-end music on Twitch. Like, if people want to listen to high-end music on Twitch, it's just like, just go and put that music on in the background. Like, I don't necessarily, like, even, say if all that music was available, we might listen to it every now and then if there's a song request, but to be honest, I want people listening to me and watching me and having the music as a background, not tuning into me to listen to Taylor Swift. So as a content creator, I think it's actually the opposite. I think it actually does more harm to us as content creators to have that music available. And you're right, Monaro, the big artists make their money on tours. Like, I would be happy to support some small artists, but, like, I don't understand it. Like, I've been using this kind of music on Twitch for, like, 2 years. So why do they go with streaming? Why do who go with streaming? But Spotify only gives 10 cents per listen. But 10 cents adds up quite quickly as opposed to 0.00012 cents. Because nobody buys CDs. Yeah, you're right. Oh, with streaming service. Why do the artists go with streaming services? Because they get a lot more money and you're going to that streaming service to listen to an artist? Like, what are CDs? Pink Ham, lols. Again, you aren't coming to the Mish Manners Twitch channel to listen to Taylor Swift. So, Taylor Swift is not going to give up royalties or give up licensing to pay for something that's just going to make me money. And again, I don't see the value in content creators actually having access to high-end music. I don't. Like, I'm actually really happy with Pretzel Rocks Premium. Like, before I had Pretzel Rocks Premium, people have some Tay-Tay. Want some Tay-Tay? Oh, I don't mind singing Taylor Swift if it's on Twitch Sings. Like, I will happily do a Twitch Sings event. But if it's a background thing, I don't understand why we're doing it. Oh yeah, and they pay for albums on streaming services as well. So that's where they get money. But, like, the Pretzel Rocks Premium is, like, $10 a month. Some of the money goes to, you know, the artists. But it's got a whole heap of songs. And I'm just like, there's plenty here. Want some Tay-Tay, then we're winning. Oh, and we're losing. I mean, yes, I get it, like, channel alerts and sounds and things, but at the end of the day, it's really like, just find some royalty-free music. Oh, am I losing? Love it. Not making much revenue, you have no issues. When big streamers complain and make thousands a month, you can't pay a couple of bucks here for broke. I know, right? It's so dumb. I don't understand it. Oh yeah, there's just so many of them, right? So many. Many. It wasn't small stream. Yeah, it was the big ones. I saw the big ones. Like all partnered people getting taken down. You know what irritates you? Influencer thing. You don't see why people don't see that. I know. Well, we just probably don't hear about them, Diana. They would be getting taken down, but they're just, yeah. Just don't make enough noise because they're not as big. Yeah, you're 100% right, Dabatron. It's about, like, perspective.
Demo.
Whoa. That. So should partners be forced to buy a license if they want to? Sure. Why not? Based on your viewer size. Yeah, that's if you want to use it. Like, I don't think we should be forcing people to pay a licensing fee. Like, I don't want to pay a licensing fee because I don't use unlicensed music. I mean, I don't use licensed music. Yeah, exactly. If you don't pay them to, you don't play it. Yeah, exactly. To approach it, I do licensed music. Yeah, exactly. Like, I'm all for if people want to license music, like, pay for it. But, again, I don't understand the actual use of it. Whoa, what the heck was that? Yeah, I know, right? Well, see, they have the AI that detects the music, but at the moment all it does is mute the VOD. That's all they do. Like, their AI detects the music. Or their bot, whatever you want to call it. But they don't do it if you're live. They only do it to VODs. They don't do it to highlights. They don't do it to clips. That's the problem. Cash funnel, that's surely right at win-win. Yeah, and that's what we're saying. This is the problem. Like they can mute you and they can like do stuff, and that's what Twitch are working on. They're working on a way that you can troll through your VODs, broadcasts, and clips to see if there's any content that infringes copyright, so you can remove it. But US jurisdiction for Twitch streamers, that is correct, but the streamers are located in a different country as well. So yes, right now it is DMCA, but what happens if other companies get a start looking at it too? So what if the UK copyright starts going, well, hang on, we're going to do this too. So what if all the artists start saying to the UK copyright, well, let's go after them in the UK, Australia, Germany, everywhere. So, because it's internationally broadcasted. Is that a thing? This is a good conversation. I'm actually liking this. And they would be sued. That is correct. Yes, the platform is the one being sued. And DCMA have no jurisdiction in the UK, and Twitch is owned and operated in the US. Even though it's a global platform, they are subject to US laws. Yeah, that is very difficult. I was thinking about like everything. Amazon had the best pay per play. Interesting. Yeah, again, I still don't understand I still don't understand it. I'm like, I can play all this music that's fine, and I'm getting people to listen to me instead of my music. But the music's just there as a background. I quite like just having me. Spotify, Amazon Music. I hadn't actually heard of Amazon Music, but that does not surprise me that there is an Amazon Music. Does not surprise me at all that there's Amazon Music. Yeah, it's similar to Spotify. That's good they have quite a high like pay rate. You like the wave, lossless format. Yeah, it's good. Especially if you're doing stuff online. You want lossless format, it's good. Amazon has high bitrate. Oh, nice. Das ist gut, y'all. Very cool. So you have your music. Well, you're a music creator, Dappertron. What else do you want to see? Like, what would your ideal situation be from this as a music creator? Like, do you want to see your songs used more by streamers? Like, what do you want? This is true, and you could pay them the same rate that's already on Amazon Music. But again, the problem is the broadcasting. I don't think people get that. yeah, I just don't think people get that the broadcasting is a problem. Like, me paying, you know, my 0.0009 cents to listen to Japatron's song is just me listening to the song. But if I'm streaming it, that's, you know, for me, 10 people, but for like a big stream, like 100 people listening to it, and that's 100 people that you're not getting the royalty from. So what they could do and what they should do, which then again, streamers aren't going to do, it's going to cost them too much money, but every time you play a song, it takes off that amount of money based on the amount of viewers you have. So if you have 100 viewers, you get 0.0009 cents times 100 taken off and you pay for that license. But again, that's going to cost the streamers a lot of money. No one's going to do it. Like, that's what I'm saying. That's the whole problem with this thing, is that it's not for single use. Everything is designed on Spotify and all that kind of stuff is designed for single use. So I would need to come up with a completely different pricing tier structure that actually makes sense for streamers. They would have to fall in different price brackets. So, and if streamers are getting all up and antsy about paying for a licensing fee, why would they do it? Like, I think it's just going to cause streamers to not actually get licensing fees. Up to the budgeted amount. Yeah. Setting a budget would be cool. Like, that's the smart way to do it. So you could say, I want a budget up to here, and then if it doesn't hit there, the music just stops playing. But again, I just think that that's all just going to end up with streamers not actually using it at all. Hey, Saint Plays Things, what up? We're talking lots of stuff. Not too bad. I hope you're having a great time. We are. We're having a very good time. If licensing is forced, a tiered system would be great. Yeah, you're right. Like, Twitch could do it. But at the end of the day, is it beneficial for them to do it? Like, is it beneficial enough for Twitch to do it? I would argue no. Exactly. I would argue they don't care about it. No, it's not going to stop them getting sued. Because remember I said before, an injunction? So remember I said that if I do something wrong, or say if Diana owns my... Say if I own the copyright to this and Diana starts using it and I say, Diana, I want you to stop using it, here's my injunction. The injunction means that you've got to enact on it within a certain amount of days. They're not going to sue you for it straight away. Like, that's... People got the wrong idea about how legals work. So what's going to happen is they like, here's all these streamers that are using this music, what are you going to do about Twitch? And Twitch has gone, oh, sorry, we didn't mean to. We've banned all those users. Here you go. Or we've given them all, you know, warnings and we've made sure that content is no longer doing it. So that's what Twitch is doing, right? They're removing all the videos. They're removing streamers' way to play those songs, and they're putting in place rules around it. So that's what Twitch is doing. They're not going to go down as a platform anytime soon. Yeah, but the problem is, same place things, as we said before, that those contracts haven't been in place for clips and highlights, which is now why Twitch is going and taking on clips and highlights, which is what they're doing right now. You can be held in contempt. So, yeah, it's not going away anytime soon. And I don't think it's in Twitch's best interest, or as I said, I don't think it's in the streamer's best interest to allow them to play all this high-end music. So I don't see why it would change. I know Monaro keeps arguing for it, but I don't see a point. Like, my thing is like, go and use royalty-free music, go and use copyright-free music, go and attribute to people, like, you know, or pay the licensing fee so you can use, you know, royalty music. Like, yeah, see, same place things. I'm happy to use my 200 plus library of tracks made by a streamer. Or if you still want Tay-Tay, then all you do is you go onto YouTube and you listen to Tay-Tay with me playing at the same time. Again, that's the thing I don't understand. Or it's like, what some streamers do, they go, here's my Spotify playlist, listen along with me. And it's like, that works. Because then each individual person either has their premium Spotify that they're paying for, or they're getting the ads. So, well, Dapatron, it's interesting. So royalty free, the artist is giving permission to have royalty free music. If the artist didn't want to have royalty free music, they wouldn't put up royalty free music. Well, they shouldn't. Yeah, and you're right, like, I give up my time for free for people to come and have open office hours so I can help them get their company to the next stage. I give up workshops for free and speaking engagements and give up all my knowledge for free. Like, people are like, well, why do you do that? You could charge for it. Or I give free introductions to people that sometimes make them, you know, thousands of dollars. And people are like, why don't you charge for that? I'm like, because the people that I wanted to help and the people who I am helping are because it helps drive and push the community forward. And sometimes, yeah, it helps me get my brand out there. I don't do it for everyone, obviously, but there's, you know, different lines. Royalty free as a payment. Yeah, so as Diana said, let's have a quick look. So, alright, Envato. If you haven't heard of Envato, amazing website. Envato Elements, they have a whole bunch of stuff that you can buy, digital assets, things like that. Basically, a giant marketplace for stuff, right? They've got icons, they've got all these kind of things. Now, if I have a look at Envato, oh, these are elements, this is website stuff. Where is Envato? I think it's called something else. Envato Audio. Envato. It's called Audio Jungle. I forgot about Audio Jungle. So this is royalty-free music, but it's from $1. So people get a bit confused with royalty-free doesn't necessarily mean free money. It just means you have no royalties, which means you only pay a one-time fee. So if I look at this and go, all right, these guys have, let's browse some music. Featured items. All right, I want to use this file. All right, this file is TM by Colors and Tech, and it's $16. Royalty free means I don't have to attribute the artist. I have usually a commercial license to use it for free as many times as I want. So an all-in-one product that's free or commercial. It has a 10,000 copy limit for download or physical product. No broadcast use. The total payment includes the item price and the buyer fee. Okay, so this one's got licensing details. $16, and this is the license for using it. So you can pay no license, and you can use it for web and YouTube, but you can't use it for TV, radio, and broadcast. And then you can download it up to 10,000 times, right? And then, or you can pay for different broadcast licenses for different viewers, right? So royalty free doesn't necessarily mean it's free content. It means that, there you go, a music broadcast license. So it's a royalty free license. I paid $320 as a one-time fee. I can play it as many times as I want, on as many YouTube videos as I want, on as many TV sessions as I want, radio, broadcast, advertising, Facebook ads, whatever I want, for a one-time fee of $320. So these people aren't getting a royalty. A royalty is a small payment you get for each time a music is listened to. Sometimes it's a lot better option, especially if you're smaller. So, same place things. A guy whose library I use has clear guidelines. Specific playlists can be used by 200 tracks. You have to pay to use exposure and helping community. Oh, exactly, Dappertron. That's where you need to find your line. And you don't find that in music. You find that in literally every single industry. Diana will tell you this as well. So I speak on the international stage. I often get, hey Mish, can you come and do this talk for us? We don't have a speaker fee, but it's really good exposure for your brand. And I'm like, sorry, I charge this much as my speaker fee. If you can't pay that, that's fine. I can't speak at your event. Like, I don't need exposure at that stage. Like, I'm, getting enough money and I've got enough exposure. Sorry, I've got enough exposure that I can charge. And then do you know what they say, Jabbertron, most of the time? No, well, we can pay you. Or they'll say, oh, we're sorry, that's okay, we understand, we'll go find someone else. And they go find someone else, like secondary, right? So, no fee, no talk. Exactly, so it's about knowing your limits. Obviously, if Google called me up and Google wanted me to speak at a conference, then that's a completely different kettle of fish, right? I would still be wanting them to pay for my flights and accommodation, that's just a given. But it depends on, what the opportunity. If it's a community event, it's pay me. You need to pay me. If it's, for a not-for-profit and it's something that I really care about and it's driving the community a certain way and it, lines up with my morals and I might do the event for free. It depends, right? Oh, yeah, exactly. And I'm very clear as well. If I'm doing something for free, I'm like, I want this. So for example, if I speak in a community event, I'm like, I want the broadcast. I want photos. I want any videos. I want you to do social media posts this many times. And I want the rights to own the content that I speak about and to use the videos that you give me. And then I'll speak for you, and you are only getting 1 hour of my time, which includes me getting there and getting back, and that's it. So you got to be really clear about what you want. You said no to GCP? Yeah, why not? I mean, it's true. Oh, and it's different. Me helping out friends is different, right? But you're right. People saying, oh yeah, come work for free on this thing, and it's just they're getting money from it. No. I'm not doing that. You mean to be able to pay for a gig by a promoter as he was getting into his brand new Range Rover? Yeah, that's just sucky. That's, again, have everything written in a contract. I have terms and conditions every time I do an event or speak at something. Yeah, I've had, Carousel Art, who I work with. She's amazing, but she's like, the amount of times that people will be like, can you do me like a full set of emotes for $10 because I'm starting out? She's just like, it's just so sucky. Like, I might ask her, like, when I got all my emotes done, I was like, I want 5 emotes. Can you give me a bundle discount on 5 emotes? I don't say, can you give me 5 emotes for $10? I say, I want 5 emotes. Is there a bundle discount you can give me? And she's usually like, she loves working with me. So she's like, yeah, sure, I can give you a discount of this much. I'm like, fine, perfect, done. I will do that. But it's about valuing people's work, right? Like, when you say stuff like, I don't want to pay for your work, or I want to pay you like, significantly less than the going rate, it shows that people don't value your work. And you should just walk away from those people. Yeah, you don't want to give people a hard time. You want to respect everyone for the work they do. So, yeah. Artists totally deserve to get paid. But some people provide some of the work. Like me, right? I provide some of my stuff for free. And I get paid for some of it. Like, people are like, well, why do you provide all the stuff in your blog for free? You could be paying for that stuff. I'm like, I provided my blog for free because it helps people out at the early stages and they come back to me. And I'm getting money from other places. So it really depends. Yeah, Monaro, Pretzel Rocks works like any other like free-to-play game. It's free, and then you have the integration with Twitch chat and all that kind of stuff. Or you pay the premium amount, which most people pay, and then they distribute that to artists. Yeah, that's the artist one. There you go. Let's have a look at it. I showed this up on the screen earlier, but you got millions of listeners, 70% of streamers pay a subscription. The streamers pay a subscription for premium features. The Pretzel Rocks takes 30%, and they pass the remaining 70% on the artist. And they get all the credit. So that's why they submit their music here. It's awesome. And then, like, I can go to here and I can say, I can find this person's music on Spotify and Apple and Google Play and Amazon. Yeah, and Dappertron, you're in the music industry, right? And that's a very, like, key, like, ethical thing in the music industry is you try as much as possible to go and find the artist instead of getting other people to take the cut. Where you try and do the same business and stuff, like, I don't know the industry that well. I don't know the artist that well, right? I don't know where to find all these people. So I usually use platforms like this, which help them get money for people who aren't savvy with the industry, because I'm just not. Oh, 100%. Exposure is great, but exposure shouldn't be the only form of payment. You're amazing, Tapatron. Heart love. Alrighty, we got other questions or comments, concerns? Anyone worried about something? Everyone really like, ooh, this all sounds scary. Yeah, they create hype and exposure. I mean, do you think Charles Leclerc, the F1 driver, needs to have a Twitch channel? He's getting paid millions of dollars as an F1 driver. Does he really need to have a Twitch channel? No, but he likes it. And he's not really doing it for money. Sure, he has a subscribers-only chat, but he's doing it for hype and exposure. His fans want to see it. So, like, why not? You're worried. What are you worried about? You worried about saying the fact I have a stream planned in 30 minutes, you can't get your Python stuff to open. No! Exactly, Japatron. They don't need a channel, but they like it because it engages their fans. It shows their passion, and people want to follow them more. People want to, you know, subscribe to the Ferrari stream. They want to have more fans and, like, you have more love from the people. Like, it's just part of, you know. Hey, yeah, and some of the drivers literally don't care. Some of them don't do anything, but, like, others do. Like, Daniel Ricciardo doesn't have a Twitch channel, but he's really good at social media. People like tuning in for that. Yeah, Lewis Hamilton doesn't. Like, yeah, he doesn't care about anything. He doesn't compete in sim racing. He doesn't even get in a sim, really. He doesn't have, like, a big kind of hoo-ha like that. He just doesn't. Whereas Charles Leclerc, he's younger. He likes to engage with the audience in that way. If you didn't promise your comments to go through your entire course over the next days. Oh no. Right, so you're streaming the Python course. That's pretty cool. Yeah, is there errors we can help you with? St. Plays things. I'm not very good at Python, as you probably discovered from my streams, but I'm okay. Oh yeah, Lewis Hamilton has a partnership with Gran Turismo where you can, like, get his car and stuff, right? There's some world tours and thingies. Yeah, like, he's got stuff. I'm just saying he doesn't have much of it. I wish it's the way they have the Git set up. The entire course is an automated exercise-based repo. Yes, good luck to, good luck for that St. Plays things. It's alive! Wait, working? Yay! That's awesome. We keep doing the Michaela Maroney face. What's that one, Will the Pill? How you going, by the way? What's the Michaela Maroney face? What was I doing? The Duke! I'm so glad you got it working, St. Plays things. Bye, St. Plays things. Good luck with your Pythoning. Thank you all. Yes, good luck with all the exams too. I'm so glad I don't have to do exams at the moment. Pythoning is your favorite? Yay. That she did after getting a silver medal. It was a pretty popular meme. Oh, right, really? I need to look at this. I don't know what it is. Oh, this. I do that all the time. I didn't even know this was a thing. Oh, because she only got silver, not gold. I was like, why is she doing that? Why is she not impressed? She got an Olympic medal. Yes, I see the memes now. Man, she's even like got her Wikipedia photo as that. But as like, even like really pretty. As in like she's all dressed up and stuff and she's still doing the face. Like this, yeah? I don't even know what I'm doing. I just, like, I often just do that. Wow, it's so random. There you go. The gymnast face. What do I think of PS5? I thought all the memes are very funny. So what is it I do for a living? You know about public speaking, so what do I do for a living? Is my LinkedIn working? Check out my LinkedIn, but I work for GitHub. I run an electric scooter company. I speak at events, and I do a lot of work in esports, the developer ecosystem, just a whole bunch of random stuff. Too much. Too much. And I am now, well, as of Friday, a Lego Serious Play certified facilitator. I can now play with Lego in a certified way. See, too much. Too much! Too much fun to make us jealous. Oh, and I just got, I don't know if you heard Minar, but I just got a movie poster with my name on it. It's a GitHub one for us doing satellite. Does that make you certifiable? No, we aren't. But, everyone, can you get free Lego? Oh, the Duke, when you move in, we can do Lego sessions! Oh, we can do our housemates rules with a Lego session. Yes. I'm going to show you I'm going to tell you about the Lego thing. But Will, the Pill, and anyone else, if you haven't entered the electric scooter competition, go and enter. Hey, Awful, thanks so much for the follow. Welcome to the Royal Kingdom. If you haven't entered the electric scooter competition, do it because we're giving away 2 electric scooters to anywhere in the world. I mean, anywhere. The last guy who won it was from like Denmark or Belgium or something like that. But yes. So I got this giant movie poster that's like, GitHub satellite's gone virtual, and there's like a rocket and like all this kind of cool stuff. And it was like, the other one was like, GitHub satellite virtual 2020 starring Nat Freeman, who's our CEO, Martin Woodward, my boss, Michelle Mannering, Jared. It was like, I'm like there. Don't look at the notifications, they're evil. One of my friends, who I work with at GitHub, one of my colleagues, she's like, oh, I've got like so many LinkedIn requests. She's like, I'm really trigger happy on the decline. I'm like, yeah, I know, I get about 500 requests a week now, and I'm like, decline. Yeah. Try out what? What are you trying out? Will? What is Will the Pill trying out? I don't know what he's trying out. Don't look at the notifications though. They're evils. Evil notifications. Hopefully he's looking at Rain. And then hopefully buying one. Scooter? He's probably over on the website right now. then having lots of fun, being like, ooh, 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 ooh. Well, we extended the competition because the restrictions around COVID extended, and we thought we'd give everyone a little bit more time to enter. And also because the later we ended the competition, the closer it is to delivery for the scooter. Technically you can't, but Diana, look, I still ride mine. I ride past the cops, they don't mind. We know cops who ride scooters as well. They obviously don't mind because they're riding it. It's only a matter of time before the laws change. It'll happen soon. Yeah, who doesn't ride scooters in Melbourne? Most people are riding them in Melbourne at the moment. So many scooters around now? Yeah, there's a lot of them. There's a lot of scooters. Scooters everywhere! You bought a skateboard so you can learn to ride a skateboard and be cool? Yeah, let's go skateboarding together! Did you buy a skateboard or a longboard? I can ride both. Longboards can be easier, but skateboards are... Yay, let's go skateboard riding! I bought a longboard. Nice. Wait, did you buy an electric one or just a normal one? Can you post a photo of it in Discord? Put it under the, Or do you have a link to the one you bought? A normal one. Nice. Neato! 4 to 6 weeks till you come back to Melbourne. Yay! I'm going for my first breakfast tomorrow. Like my first breakfast meeting. Again, socially distant. They'll be on the other side. Away from me. But I'm like, my first breakfast meeting. Yay! As in, like, first breakfast meetings and stuff, yeah. In time for the rain scooter. Yeah, you'll come back to Melbourne in time for scooter. Scooter. Well, I just posted a video before I went live and it's already got like 6 comments. Why do birds fly south? I do not know. It's easier than walking. Yeah, I'll put the video one up. I used to do them all like every week, and now I just start redoing them again. I haven't put in an application, but I just saw the CFPs open today for packs, so I'll probably put one in. I just gotta work out what topic should I do for packs, guys? This will be like my second, third, I don't know how many times I've been to packs now. Well, I've been to packs with the zone times, but yeah. What do I know about most? All the things. Come on, you know what I know. It's more about what do I want to tell people about, or what do people want to know about? Packs is all panels, yeah? I think they're all just panels. DMCA? It's probably gonna be like... It's probably gonna be like old by that stage. Captron, who we got? We got the bunny lover here. What up? Well, it's a panel, so I might not even have to put in a CFP. Hello, bunny lover. What's up? How are you? Protecting your brand. Wait, what? Yeah, protecting your brand could, is in a panel. Yeah, that could work. Smurf! I've drunk through 1.5 bottles already. Personal branding and streaming. Okay. Oh, wait up, brand. Why doesn't Smurf redeem any? Dab. 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 Oh, no. Smurf redeemed the speed running. No, Smurf. Don't do them all at once. Hang on. We've got speed running. 30 seconds. 20 bicep pumps. Oh, 40 of them. Gotta be kidding. Brutal. No, it's fine. Let him have it. I'll just do them in 2 lots. Okay. Right, 30 seconds of speed running. Oh my gosh, seriously. Ah, it's fine. Did he get the coins back? If he didn't, I can do it again. If he did, I'll hold on to it for next time. Alrighty, let's do it, guys. Okay, speed running. At least it's not high knees. I prefer this over the high knees one. I'll do them anyway. We'll do 20 these bicep-y things now, and then 20, and then the speed running, then 20 more. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I just saw Smurf redeemed game. Smurf, what game do you want? If you don't tell me what game, we're going to make you redeem or give you your points back, because then you're not telling me a game. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Benny, oh, Smurf has like 85,000, that's why. He's like probably one of the people who's got the most amount of points. Alright, speed running. About 30 seconds. Ready, set, go. Oh, I can't believe you made me do this. Seriously, Smurf? I thought you were the one wanting me not to do this kind of stuff at night. Oh my gosh, I'm only like 10 seconds in. Getting really hot. Getting really hot. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. How long can you sleep for? Oh. Alright, let's do the other 20. 1, 2, 3. So I was gonna redeem like a game and say, tomorrow you're not allowed to stream a game. 8, 9, 10. It's like the game I request is no game. You are going to bed instead. 2, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oh my gosh. My legs. My legs. Oh. How many times do you hear a dream hydrate? Okay. Hydrate. Hydrate. There you go. All the hydrates. More water. Alrighty, there we go. Done. The mark them all is done now. You really like his idea of not streaming? Why? But Mario Kart. It seems like a high score would be a coma and that would be bad. So you don't miss meetings. But Mario Kart. Fine. Oh, Smurf wants me to play Mario Kart. Wait, Smurf, do you want... But you play... That's actually a really good call. Okay, Smurf. Because I don't... Okay, Yoshi. How long do I have to play as Yoshi for? Do I have to play as Yoshi for like the whole night? I do have a meeting at 8:30 tomorrow morning, and it's actually one that I've got to get up and get... Oh, this is the first time I'm going to be getting dressed. An hour. Okay. Yoshi for an hour. I'm writing it down so I don't forget. This is the first time I'll have to get dressed. Like, I've been out of the house a few times. I've always just worn trackies and a hoodie. Maybe I'll still just do that anyway. An hour as Yoshi sounds awesome. Yeah, good call, Smurf. I like that one. No, I get dressed, but I don't actually get dressed. Like, I'm still wearing the same clothes that I went to bed in, basically. I mean, I changed my top, but I'm basically wearing the same clothes I went to bed in. Because I have a shower in the night, put on clothes, and then go to bed. And then, like, I don't need to change. I don't get this whole like, oh, you should change your pajamas. It's like, but I go to sleep in my trackies, so. Well, I don't have to wear like full-on work clothes, but I've got a meeting tomorrow morning, and I'm like, maybe I should wear jeans so I can see like how jeans go. Mish is playing as Yoshi for an hour. Yep, I'll start Yoshi. What game is it tomorrow? Mario Kart. I have to play Yoshi for an hour. Sorry, Pinkham. Smurf chose it. Download now. Then Friday Fortnite. Start downloading it now. Yes, it will. Sorry, we've just worked out our packs panel already, Monaro. I'll put in more than one panel. I'll do this panel and I'll put another one as well. Okay, packs panel sorted. Done. Sorry, we've already got 3 panelists said yes. This is how efficient I am and how I get stuff done. So we've got 3 panelists for our panel already. Grading and protecting. Oh no, I'll do that one as well, but this is for another panel. Too much. Yep. I'm good at it. I don't know why, just the link isn't working to submit the panel. I'll fix that. So yeah, we've already got 1 panel sorted. Taking over all the packs. Yes. Taking over all the packs. $24.9 Mish. Pretty much. There we go. Done. Done. Alright, is there anything else we want to talk about? We're on 3 hours now. And I want to go disassemble a bed. So, yeah. Is there anything else you want to talk about before we jump off and I go and, like, disassemble a bed? Or we can just sit here and hang and chat and do stuff. All of Mish's. Oh, Didn't I tell you I finished streaming at 2 a.m. the other day? And I went and started like, I didn't vacuum because it's too loud, but I went and started like taking apart everything in the room. I took apart like the TV and the shelves and half the bed and started moving things out at like 2:30 a.m. And now I'm like gonna go and, you know, do other things. There was no sleep. Sleep. No, I did go to sleep. I think it was on like a Friday. I actually think it was on Friday after Fortnite. Or was it Saturday? Yeah, it was Saturday. It was on the Saturday night. So I just slept in a little bit on Sunday. Why no green screen for the next couple of days? For maintenance, you're pulling your room apart, right? No, not my room. The other room. Yeah, for the new office. Time to rebuild. Room with all the brands, glasses over all the walls. Now the tip we can rebuild it. The $6 million office. Wait, why? Why is it $6 million office? It was a play on the 6. Oh, I haven't seen it, yeah. Thanks for the follow, Swifty. You'll get it when you're older. Okay. Gonna make a pot of tea. See ya, Dapper. Soon. What's 10 p.m. Australian? Hang on. 10 p.m. that time. Oh, it's like midnight. No! What is that? Oh no, it's during the day. So, I just got asked to audition for something. American science fiction show. Audition for packs. I don't need to audition for packs. I know a guy, like, it's not hard. No, it's audition for the streaming thing. I don't reckon I'll get it, but... no, it's not Twitch ANZ Grassroots, it's bigger. A lot bigger. It's these ones. These ones. Audition, you don't audition for Twitch partner. It's not Twitch money, it's something else. Dollar bills! Please confirm you can make this. Thank you and good luck. Thanks, Andrew, and congrats on getting a spot on the show. Oh, it's actually on the show. Interesting. TwitchCon, man, that would be so cool, wouldn't it? TwitchCon would be cool. So I keep getting notifications, keep popping up on my computer. I really need to like disable them while I stream. I get so distracted by like the shiny things. I'm like, shiny thing! Shiny notification! Shiny things everywhere. I get distracted by all the shiny things. Especially on the AMA sessions because I'm not playing a game. So I get distracted by all the shiny things. And I'm still talking to you, I just distracted by the shiny things. A crustacean? Oh, it's fishy. Hey, what's fishy? What's fishy? What's fishy though? I don't understand. League? Wait, what's league? What? Why don't I understand what's fishy? League, shiny, what are you guys talking about? I don't understand. What? What are you talking about? I don't know. I am Manara. Did you? It's what's today? Wednesday. How did you go with the cable? Cat 6 cable. Thursday, Friday, or Saturday. Oh, I didn't know you said those dates. My bad. My bad. Itchy. Sorry, I'm just really itchy. That reminds me, I need to buy quite a lot of cable in the near future. Do they have rolls and crimps? Or just the pre-done? Yeah, PLE is what Manara and I looked at. How many meters? About 500! Sounds like a backstreet deal. Also need a whole stack of patch leads. Oh yeah, J-Car for that kind of stuff, definitely. Definitely get J-Car. They'll have all your goodies. Grab it from middies. Oh, J-Car annoy you? J-Car annoy me. Love it. Oh, Diana's just here to give you money, Monaro. Give you money and commissions. One to 15 meters you can help with. Yeah, we found out Harvey Norman does not have anything bigger than 15 meters, and I need like 20 meters. Also, less than 1 meter. Wait, what? Less than 1 meter? How is less than 1 meter good? For some reason, my tweet did not tweet. My tweet didn't tweet for this go live. That's weird. Weird. I don't know. Huh. I was like, what happened to my tweet? We like did a cool like funky tweet and everything. That's alright, I'll put up the one afterwards. Anyways, guys, I think I'm gonna drop off because it's been 3.5 hours and I want to go disassemble his bed. Yeah, Diana, did you find your skateboard photo? Or link to the skateboard you bought? I want to see. I want to see. I want to see. Bed wrecking. Oh, it's in the chat. Oh, I missed it. Wait up. I'll scroll up. No, it's fine. I can scroll. Oh, okay, fine. The Zeppelin flagship. Oh, this is nice. Ooh. Ooh. Is it pretty? It's like full on wood. Ooh. It's super fancy. It's so cool. Canadian maple. Ooh. It's real nice. Where'd you find this one? Really cool. I like. Sounds very Appleized. 7 ply Canadian hard rock maple. Oh, 12 board. Even better. Does sound apple. It's very apple. What Tim Tams are trending in Australia? British Prime Minister Boris Johnson wants his country to get more tubs of Vegemite and packets of Tim Tam as he and Scott Morrison start negotiations on an Australia-UK free trade deal. Let's give us penguins. So funny. Someone's like, I thought these were like Photoshop skills. Check it out. And they're like, no, it's real. They're actually Tim Tams. Wow. It's groundbreaking, totally. What will they think of next? I don't know. Anyways, let's go find someone to raid. Who do we want to raid? Baconator's playing some Valorant. We can go see how good other Valorant players. Top of here. Let's go raid Baconator. Baconator's cool. Plus, they're playing Valorant. And I'm like terrible at Valorant. We can go get some tips. Alright, let's go raid. Tomorrow, don't forget at 2 o'clock, I will be chatting to developer Steve and some of the other IBMers about Core for Code. So make sure you tune in at 2 o'clock for all the awesomeness. Oh, it's my pleasure, Dappertron. I'm glad you've been working and enjoying us at the same time. Yeah, so tune in tomorrow. We're going to be doing some Core for Code stuff. I'm going to go disassemble a bed. And we'll see you tomorrow at 2 o'clock. Bye, y'all. And then Yoshi afterwards. Bye, everyone.